Some people say that I'm single-handedly fixing boating. I literally had a guy tell me the other day, oh, you know, because of your videos, I don't make as many mistakes because everybody else made them for me.
That's awesome.
So I thought that was pretty interesting when people are there just, and I'll tell you, like I can't tell you how many times I've said, it ain't gonna get better than this. And then not even a day later,
it does.
Boom! Oh my goodness, guys. I'll tell you, it's been a very entertaining series to film, and I can't take it away from the people. And as much as I'm already kind of like, well, you know, I'm not too excited to go to the boat ramp right now.
Right.
You know, 95-degree day, humidity at 100,
Right,
standing on rocks,
yeah.
dodging a crocodile, you know, stepping on a snake, all that stuff. I'm like, I'm gonna have to come back over here and do it. But you know, it is what it is. You got to kind of take your punches, and
yep.
It's been an awesome series, guys. And you know what? We're gonna charge him $12.99 a year. Oh man. Well, my friends, we have made it big time, guys. Alfred Montaner here. Oh man, this is gonna get a little interesting. Oh boy, hold on a second, guys. I gotta be nice and steady. This is a huge cargo ship. Oh man, hold on a second. Let me just leave the wheel real quick, because, yeah, hold on a second. Wait a second, why is this guy beeping at me? I don't want to drive while you're here, dude. Oh my goodness, guys. Wait for it. I have it on autopilot. Look at that. Why isn't nothing moving? How is it trucking on its own? Oh boy. Oh man, we're gonna get some wake. Hey, I've been on some tugboats on my channel. I gotta get back at the helm. I shouldn't have let this boat drive itself. Absolutely not. I hope I don't. Man, oh man, we're going out the inlet. I think I should come to the helm, guys. It's not responsible of me to not show you what it feels like when this thing goes open ocean. Oh boy. All right, so we got this, guys. We got this now. Actually, you know what? It's like 70 degrees and I'm kind of cold. So I might as well come down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I might as well just come down a little bit. I can't believe this boat has been driving itself the whole time. All right. Might as well have a seat while we go to Bimini, right? Wow. Love this. I love this. Just kidding, my friends. Right now we're on my favorite boat at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, guys. We are on the Vandal, and we actually have Ryan at the helm. What's going on, Ryan?
What's up, Alfred? How's it going?
So I kind of started the video making people think that I was actually driving up top, and I left the helm by itself. They must think I'm like a super responsible human right now.
Love it.
So what a view. Did you see that cargo ship? How cool that was?
Super cool.
All right, so who do we have with us? You got someone on board. What's your name?
My name's Nicholas.
Nicholas. And are you interested in the Vandal, or what's the story?
I'm just coming out to see how good of a T-boat she is. She did awesome coming out.
It's a monster.
Container ship space.
Guys, it's rough out here.
Yeah, so we're running at 30 miles an hour right now, and we're basically coming straight into head sea, three footers, 3 to 4 footers, with 15, 20 knots of wind out of the east, and
Like nothing.
the boat's wet because we came out for a previous sea trial, but she's pretty dry because we're still up high with the hydrofoil. We're running 2 feet higher than when the boat's sitting at rest.
Ryan, can you talk a little bit about the hydrofoil and how it works?
Sure. So the hydrofoil is a fixed system, and there's no moving parts. There's nothing to break. She also sits between the hulls themselves. Therefore, you can beach this boat, which is a pretty cool feature. And the boat will get up on the foil right around 16, 17 knots, so figure like 18 miles an hour. And she basically just improves the running attitude of the boat in all sea conditions. Whether you're running into it, with it, on the beam, the boat's just higher. And there's less drag, there's less water on the hulls.
I feel it.
So she's just much more efficient. This boat gets about 0.9 miles to the gallon, basically between 22 and 30 knots. So she's very efficient. She only has 2 motors for a 46-foot boat. Any other boat of this size, you're going to see 3 or 4 engines on the back.
All right, guys. Well, we're on, and it's kind of rough, guys. It's kind of rough out here. All right, we're gonna go ahead and walk, and we're gonna talk about this. And guys, wait for it, because this could be you. This could be you guys on the boat, hanging out, loving this. Hey, let me tell you, it's rough out here. Guys, look at this.
Oh, it's super comfortable.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel, yeah, it feels like it's just floating. Really, it's not even tingy or anything, right? This is aluminum?
It's aluminum, but the boat's so solid. I mean, you don't hear any hatches, you don't hear any movement.
Yeah.
She's built to an industrial spec.
Wow. Awesome, guys. Straight up awesome. All right, well, wait for it. We're gonna go ahead and take a couple turns on this bad boy. I'm gonna switch some positioning and some cameras, and let's see what we can do. All right, so let's look. We did a really brief video at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. So tell me some things that we really couldn't talk about in that brief video. Obviously, I'm really liking the ride. What size motors are we using on this particular boat?
Sure, so this boat has a pair of Yamaha 425s, the XDOs. And with that, you'll see a top speed of 40 knots, approximately like 46 miles an hour. The cruise, the comfortable cruise, is anywhere 22 to 30 knots. It's your most efficient cruising speed. So statute miles, you're looking at like 25 to 35 miles an hour almost. She is aluminum construction, which allows her to be customized to the owner's specifications. She's pretty unique in her class because she's foil assisted. She only has a pair of twins, whereas most other boats would have triples or even quads. And the foil keeps you just much higher, softens the ride up all around. I mean, you can see it, the sea state today is
This is beautiful.
It's pretty lumpy.
Yeah.
Kind of confused.
Yes.
And we're also driving extremely far forward up in the boat. So, if you think about another boat, the fact that we can be sitting up here comfortably talking,
Yeah.
most other boats, I mean, you can see where the nose is, right? We're 10 feet from the bow, and most other boats are going to be at least a midship, or even in the aft third of the vessel where you're running the boat from. So that's just kind of a testament to the ride quality. And your guests can be seated aft, even running up top, it's quite comfortable at speed.
Okay, so how fast are we going right now?
So we're going about 30 miles an hour right now.
30 miles an hour. And what's the top speed for this bad boy?
It'll be like 45, 46, probably not in this sea state, but we can definitely pick it up.
All right, I'm gonna go back there. Don't worry about me. do what you gotta do. I wanna show them what this bad boy does. All right, guys, the Vandal. Look at this, dude. Look at this. Unreal, guys. Wow. I can see so many applications for a boat like this, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button. Absolutely crazy, guys. Look at that, eh? We're good.
That's what I'd imagine, because you come out so much, you can't just drop them down low enough, right? And then you're losing shaft angle.
The ascent stays pretty low. Like she's designed to do it. Like the foil is like basically under the galley.
And does the foil go across the holes or down
no,
the water?
No,
so you can put the boat on a sandbar.
You can. You put it right up on a beach. Which I don't know of any other foiling design that you can do that. All the other foiling, like the other popular foiling designs are the Pirelli and Hellman designs. Aside from probably a high soup cat, because that's kind of like the same train of thought.
Ryan, can you tell me a little bit about the cornering and the turning on this particular Vandal?
Sure. So she handles really nicely. So an issue that a lot of cats have is when you're running in a down seat, sometimes they'll bow steer.
Okay.
So like we're running right now in like 2 to 3 footers.
Yeah.
And I'm not touching the wheel, and we're driving in a straight line. And a lot of cats have a problem with that. The reason this does it is because it's got an asymmetric hull design. So she runs very, very true on any kind of sea angle, which just makes her a lot easier to operate, makes it more comfortable for your passengers. A lot of the cats too that don't use the asymmetrical hull design will have kind of like a lot of this right-left pull.
And I'm showing them how the sea state is, because that pilot boat had just basically ripped out of the inlet.
Yeah. So
And
like,
look at that, guys. We're eating that up like nothing. Eating it up like nothing.
We'll be able to just punch right through his weight.
Yes. And we got another yacht that's gonna go ahead and give us some too, and we're gonna punch right through that as well. Guys, and I'm holding a camera here. Wow, this is awesome, dude. Really nice ride. I like this, guys. That was the door. I had touched it just now.
I forgot about it.
Yeah, I touched that. All right.
So are we off plane now?
No, we're still on foil.
So how fast can you get on foil?
Like right around like 18 miles an hour is when it gets on foil.
Does the conditions of the water affect how fast it goes on foil? No.
No, not at all. I mean, if you had a really strong current, your speed over the ground would be less, but it's like 18 miles an hour of water is what brings the boat up, and the foil is designed to carry about 40% of the boat's weight.
Awesome.
And so the magic, right, is really about the ride, and the efficiency helps as well. But by lifting the boat basically 2 feet higher, the boat draws 2 feet 3 inches. By lifting her up higher, it makes it drier, it makes the ride softer, and you have a lot less wetted surface on the hull.
Well, you know what? One of the things I was worried about was how rough it was going to be out here. You know, not too long ago, I got into an accident. I was a little hurt, right? And I was like, do I want to go so soon on a boat? But it feels like I'm on a cloud when I'm on this right now. And it's a rough day.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be rougher, but
yeah,
I feel good. I just want to say I feel good, and I'm not worried now at all. So. I really like that.
A buddy of mine actually, he called it feels like a magic carpet is what he said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It really, really feels very, very comfortable the way it is gliding on the water. Guys, look, we're gonna go. I'm gonna show you guys. Let me show them what's going on here. Look, this is a Freeman. Looks like it's a Freeman. And you know, these Freemans are known for beating up the seas. And look, it's gonna be doing some work coming out of that inlet. It's a little rougher outside. Trophy. And they're coming out. Man, now, Ryan, I can see a scenario where there might be people that want to use a boat like this for commercial purposes.
Yeah, we've actually had some interest there.
Of course.
It's kind of set up for it, right? She's got the oversized fenders. She's obviously got the looks. I mean, if somebody was rolling up on me with heavy weaponry and a boat looking like this, I would be intimidated.
Well, listen, I called it on my initial description of the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, a tank on the water. And it looks so rugged with those rubber bumpers on the side of the boat. It's just, and obviously like the house here with that Pacific Northwest look, it just makes the boat look very different. I love the fact that we're out of the elements right now, because it's, you know, it's 60, 70 degrees in Miami, and that's kind of cold for me. So I had to come in.
Totally.
And speaking of in, we got options to come in down below, and I'm going to show them that while you guys slow down a little bit. We're going to come in. We're going to pass through the Miami River. I'm sorry, to the New River. And this is one of the things that really surprised me. I love this, guys. Now, think about this. Look at what we just did, right? What we just did. We had one failure, guys. One failure. Oh, there it is. Damn it. I don't know. Would you guys say that that's pretty impressive? Now, I can see a lot of people right now saying, honey, wait, you need to see this. Honestly, guys, no exaggeration. This was my favorite boat at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. And I just thought it was so unique, so different. And now after experiencing how it rides, I'm going to show you guys the head real quick so you guys can see that there's a head in here as well. That's a full head. And then there's a shower there as well. So,
here, let me go.
How hard would it be for you now to drive up top when we go through the New River?
We can go drive from up there.
You know what? I think it would be kind of telling.
Yeah, it's a nice view up there.
Yeah, it's nice.
Go?
Yeah, let's go, guys.
Let's go up top.
Let's go up there. And we're gonna come up real quick. It's safe. Ryan, can somebody lower the radio, or can you lower the radio from up here?
Yep.
All right, guys. So we're up top now. All right, this is the $1 million. This is the $1 million view. Yes.
Yeah.
This is why I started the video here. You know, and they probably thought I was really driving for real. But okay, so tell me a little bit of a difference now. You're up top. Obviously, it's almost like you're on a whole different boat.
Yeah, so you've got a commanding view, right, from up here. So you can get up here, you get some sun, obviously get a lot more breeze. When you're running the islands and the water's shallow and there's big coral heads,
Yeah.
it's a huge advantage to be this high off the water because you can see the depth, right? You can see the depth changes in the water. If you're fishing, you can see where bait are hitting the surface. You just have much better visibility from up high. And it also kind of makes the boat easier to manage. Even if you got a hand on board for tying up, you really can see like the corners of the boat. You've got good visibility all around. And it's a great space to entertain. You know, you got room for your friends back here on the pad. You got room for a partner or a buddy right next to you.
I do really, really like that. There's just so much here. You even have a tender. And you guys were explaining on the show that this T-top, or Well, this is actually
Yeah, so the arch,
yes,
the davit for the tender is integrated into the arch. Yeah, so you can see that pin up there. You pull the pin, and it'll swing out to be able to pick up, retrieve, and lower the tender.
See the pin right there, guys? You pull it. Let me tell you, that is some smart stuff. It doesn't even look like the davit's on here.
Yeah, it was definitely a clever thing for them to integrate into the arch that way.
Okay, so what are some of the, you've been operating this boat this is for a while already. This is vessel 3, this is hull 3, right?
This is hull number 3.
What are some changes that they can do, or some requests that maybe some people can do? Because when it comes to aluminum, you guys can go as far as you want to go.
Anything within reason can be done. It's the beauty of the aluminum versus a fiberglass boat is there are no molds, and if you don't like the height of a station, the layout in terms of like how the galley sits, all that stuff can be changed and can be customized to the owner's specification. For instance, hull number 1 actually has a much lower kind of racier feel.
Okay.
A height of this like freeboard up here is actually only down to about here, and the seats are literally on the ground. They're like race car style seats, and you're sitting very low. It's actually a really fun driving experience, and you're kind of totally protected behind the windscreen, so all the breeze is kind of coming over your head, and you can be ripping along at 30-35 miles an hour really comfortably up here, having a conversation without even having to raise your voice.
I'm a fan. When we did the video, we didn't really discuss too much when it comes to price points on something like this. Let's talk about a couple of the specs, right?
Sure.
What are we talking about fuel? Like what are we holding fuel wise?
So she holds 330 gallons.
Okay.
In 2 tanks, 1 in each hull. And she's got a dedicated diesel tank that's 30 gallons, which supplies the 5.5 kW gen. That generator will give you about 100 hours of runtime, maybe more. So you can take this thing for a week and have AC at night, keep all your drinks cold, and keep your systems running without having to come back in. It really makes her a great exploration platform, especially with the dinghy, because a lot of times, if you find a nice little island cove, you may want to drop the dinghy in and run offshore, do a little snorkeling, or get into a crowded bar.
That man is in his 80s.
I love it.
Listen, I met him in Ocean Reef.
Uh-huh.
He's in his 80s. That boat is in Ocean Reef. It's a Nortec Flyer.
It looks like an old Nortec, huh?
No, it's actually the Flyer.
Oh, really?
So it's that boat is a one of one, and
cool.
He had purchased it. I had a conversation. He was like, "Yeah, I can still bench 220." Oh, this is awesome. All right, guys. So we're gonna be heading in towards now the New River. So wait for that. Obviously, like if you guys. You guys had a great show, right, at Fort Lauderdale, because
we did.
This is where the boat show originated, guys, in Fort Lauderdale. So it was a great show, and we saw a lot of, obviously, all these mega yachts and these big yachts. Can somebody, or has somebody approached you guys for something like this to be a tender?
Yes, actually the 2 60-footers that we're currently building are chase boats. So those are tenders for super yachts.
I really, really love this platform, guys. Let's get into the New River. We're gonna take it in there. We're gonna get a little tight there. I'm gonna get another camera shot. And I don't know, man. We still gotta talk price. We still gotta talk price. We're not gonna do that until we pass the New River. Wait for it. Boom! So we just dropped off Nick, and okay, so Ryan, I didn't notice any struggling to maneuver the boat. You got the joystick on this particular boat.
Yep.
Couple things that I want to talk about because I don't think we discussed it. What's the beam on this boat?
So the beam on this boat is 13.5.
13.5.
Draft is 2'3" with the motors up. Down, you're just shy of 3 feet.
2 foot draft?
2 foot 3 inches, yeah.
Wow. You wouldn't have been stuck like the other day on that boat. Did you see that boat over there stuck on
the Viking?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everyone's seen that boat at this point.
Well, unfortunately,
I mean, everyone in the community.
Yeah. So
it's such a shame. It's a gorgeous boat.
No, but they pulled it out, and we got some footage on that. It's a beautiful boat.
Oh, it's off.
Oh yeah, we filmed it.
Nice.
It was an amazing.
I got to tune in and watch
Towboat US. Actually, we just passed Towboat US Fort Lauderdale, so they did a fantastic job. But why I asked you about that is because, I see this like as an adventure type boat, right? Like, you want to go into like places where no one can go.
Right, shallow water.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're kind of up in the reefs if you're diving, or if you're using the boat as a surf vessel. It's a little expedition yacht is what it is.
I see that cushion could be moved. You can move that and turn that into like a day bed and stuff.
Yeah, so that cushion has 3 positions.
I got the helm. Go ahead,
right.
show me. I got the helm, guys.
So this is your running position.
Okay.
Then you can slide it forward so you have a big lounge behind.
Okay.
And you can pivot even once more if you want a full-on bed up here.
Oh, that's so cool. Oh, is that solar panels under that dinghy?
Yep. So when the dinghy's out, you've got solar basically trickle charging your systems on the boat. It's great for when you're at anchor, doing your exploring, your gun coaling, whatever.
What was the name of the person who designed the boat? Because I remember we did briefly talk to him at the show.
So Ben Menham is the founder, and he originally built this boat for him and his wife to run around the Med. He wanted the largest foil-assisted catamaran that he could build with, at the time, the biggest outboards, which was the 425 Yami. Obviously, the 600 Mercs are out now. We're going to be putting those on hull number 4.
Ooh, so you think you're going to have a big difference in performance with that?
I think we're going to have better performance in terms of fuel economy, and I also think the boat is going to be a good deal faster. I mean, she's a 40-knot boat right now. I think we're going to do 50 knots, no problem with the 600s.
Wow.
So she's really going to fly.
That must be very interesting. And I'll tell you, for the 425s, now you got the 450s as an option. Well, also here on this particular boat, it would be interesting to see how it performs. Now, you can only have twin setups on this. Is that right? Or can you do anything else other than twins?
Twins really what makes sense for this boat, right? You can't do trips because it's a catamaran, right? So it needs to be balanced. I don't really see any advantage to like downsizing the motor size and going to quads, because it just doesn't really make sense from a weight perspective.
Okay.
Especially the 600s are not that heavy when compared to the 425 Yamahas.
Is this all the entire boat faired, like the aluminum? Or tell me about that.
That's a great question, Alfred. So obviously here in the South Florida market, we're very used to fiberglass boats, right?
Yeah.
And aluminum is gaining popularity. Typically, they're used for a lot of industrial and work boats, and the reason behind that is it's an extremely durable material. However, you will see some seams and areas where the boat's been welded together. So if you don't like that sort of thing, the boat can be faired, and there's obviously an additional cost to that. But basically what that means is all the surfaces get smoothed out. So it's part of the paint process, and it's relatively labor intensive, but if you want to have smoother lines and not see any welds or any seams whatsoever, more surfaces can be faired.
And guys, we're about to get in on the New River, so you know, they see a series that I do here in Fort Lauderdale called the New River, and wow, this home is for sale. That's a beautiful lot. Tim Elms, 954-300-9898. That's it. I'm gonna sell Tim's house and sell multiple Vandals.
Love it.
Okay, so where are we making these?
So this boat was built in Holland, just outside of Amsterdam.
Okay.
And we just recently moved our production to Poland as we're scaling up, because we've got some larger vessels that are in production, which we couldn't accommodate in our factory in Holland.
Nice.
Yeah, there's some really incredible craftsmen there. The quality of the work that comes out of Gdansk is incredible, and we're really excited to be scaling up.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and jump in here on the New River. So, on the New River, it gets kind of tight. Can you explain a little bit about the maneuvering, like in tight areas on this beamy boat, because it's very beamy?
Yeah. So, well, she feels really big, and that's really just a function of the space plan. But if you look at other boats, I mean, she's not that huge for a catamaran with a beam of 13.6 and 46 feet length overall. She's relatively narrow as a cat, and the next iteration actually is going to get a little bit wider. But the beauty of having so much space between the motors is that the boat will pivot really well.
Yeah.
In fact, much better than a monohull, because the wheels, the props are just too close together, and they can't actually push and pull the boat from a turning perspective, right? And when your engines are all the way out here, it's really easy to pivot and rotate. So maneuvering in close quarters and tight places is really easy. The boat does come with a joystick as well. I'm very comfortable just using the motors independently to slide her into a dock or spin her, within her own length. And I've single-handed this boat quite a bit.
As this boat sits right now, the way that we filmed it at the Fort Lauderdale show, is this somebody's boat or is this boat for sale? What's the story on this particular boat?
So this boat is for sale.
Oh, nice.
The price point is $1,250,000.
Okay.
And these boats are really customizable. So you can set it up where it could be more, it could be less. If you want like a really rugged boat and you didn't want to do any fairing or any like fancy paint work, that would definitely help the price point significantly. But it is actually quite aggressively priced if you look at the market in terms of what else you can buy for this kind of money. You're not going to find something that's got a flybridge, a tender, comfortable accommodation. And
so the tender comes with this boat too?
Yeah, room to bring all your friends.
Wow. Okay. So what's the build time if somebody were in the market? Like right now, somebody's in the market.
6 months.
And we're in the New River now, guys. So just so you guys know, this is the New River in Fort Lauderdale, and we'll be soon passing kind of like the area where I normally film. So 6 months.
6 months is the build time.
Is everything being done overseas, and then you guys, do rigging and everything down here in the States, or
the
how's that
rigging
work?
too is done there. Almost everything is done there, short of like some last minute kind of commissioning stuff that's done here, but nearly all of it's done overseas. Absolutely.
And in this case, you guys have that tender on board.
Yeah. So you can kind of look at this as this is your mothership. This is going to get you where you want to go. And then if you really want to do some exploring in some shallow water, you can jump in the tender, and you can use it to access diving spots, fishing spots, or even use it. I've tow surfed behind them before as well, and not only can you just get into the mangroves up close and personal, it's small, it's quiet, you'll be able to see wildlife that you may not always be able to see on a bigger boat with larger, noisier engines. And because it's an inflatable, a rib, it has so much flexibility. It's easy to tie up.
Is it difficult for you to use that system? I mean, I don't want to do it now, but is it difficult, or is it a timely process?
Yeah, no, it's very easy because it just uses like simple reduction gearing, basically, to lift and raise the tender. So, I mean, that tender only weighs probably about
next to nothing,
200 pounds, right?
Yeah,
so you've got a winch that's mounted on the arch, and there's also an electric attachment which you can plug in to that winch and do it electrically if you don't want to spin it yourself.
I'll tell you, there's a reason why I said this was my favorite boat at the show. I don't even know which thumbnail I should use. There's just so many, guys. There's so many thumbnails right now that we can use for this. Amazing boat, guys. And if you guys see here, now, Look, that's a nice sized boat, but this boat is technically not much longer, and it dwarfs it. It makes that boat look very small.
Yeah, we have so much more real estate on this boat. We've got 2 decks, first of all, right? So we have a whole extra deck, and there's probably 400 square feet up here almost.
Yeah.
Sorry, 400 is way too much. Probably more like 100, 150.
Yeah, but
like
still,
that.
so
Yeah.
if somebody, maybe they don't want the lounger there, you have a lot of space to put anything else if you wanted to.
Exactly.
You have the world here if you wanted to.
We have one that's just open, and the owner puts toys there. He even puts his e-bikes down in the lazarettes, because the lazarette lockers are really deep. We should get a couple shots of those too before you go.
Yes, absolutely.
But he carries e-bikes around the med and mountain bikes and does all kinds of cycling off the boat.
Well, this is where my backdrop is when I'm filming. This is the New River, and it's, I mean, this is kind of like where I film my series right here, guys. And then if you could just go to that side, I want them to see that side, and then we'll just turn around and get out there. We got some space.
Yeah, I'm gonna just give him some room so he
Yeah.
gets a nice shot.
All right, guys.
We can say hi to the Carrie B.
The Carrie B is famous on the New River, guys. And I've extended this video, guys, because I did want you guys to see all this amazingness. What a beautiful day too to be out on the water. It just doesn't get any better than this.
It's gorgeous.
It's a beautiful day to be out on the water, guys. Look, they're gonna say how this was Wayne Huizinga's home, which used to own the Dolphins, Blockbuster.
Yep.
A lot of people, and this is just beautiful real estate, guys.
South Florida icon.
Yeah, listen. People always ask, well, should I move to South Florida?
Straight to the home on right, it's going to be a swimming pool with its own 3-story bell tower. Trim with real 14-karat gold all the way to the top.